While everyone has been focused on the same question, who in the world is going to line up at right guard for the Dolphins on Monday night, the story has shifted in a way nobody quite expected. The choices seemed obvious at first. Either Keon Smith, who had his chance but didn't exactly lock down the spot, or Daniel Brunskill, who came in and showed he could be part of a solution, until that one snap where everything collapsed and Tua Tagovailoa threw that interception. But now, out of nowhere, there's a new name forcing his way into the conversation. Cole Strange, a first-round pick once upon a time, cast off by New England, bouncing around, now suddenly standing in the middle of Miami's offensive line drama. Think about this for a second. A guy who was drafted to be a franchise cornerstone for the Patriots, a player who carried all the weight of being a surprise first-rounder, and within a couple of years he's let go, drifting from practice squad to practice squad. And now, after just 2 weeks in Miami system, head coach Mike McDaniel is talking about him like he's got a real shot to line up under the lights against the Jets. Doesn't that sound like the kind of twist that football keeps throwing at us? McDaniel wasn't hiding his words when he spoke. He said Strange had thrown himself into the work, attacked the details, absorbed the technique. He even said he had become part of the crew already. That's not the type of praise you throw around lightly. But is that enough? Is 2 weeks of buying really enough to hand a player a starting spot on a line that's been shuffled, patched, and questioned every week so far? Nobody got a straight answer about who would start. McDaniel didn't commit, and honestly, why would he? The competition is still open. The game is still a couple of days away, and keeping the Jets guessing is never a bad thing. But the tone in his voice suggested something. It suggested that what once looked like a simple choice between Smith or Brunskill has cracked open into something bigger. And maybe that's not a bad thing, because the truth is, the Dolphins' offensive line has been hurting. James Daniels, the steadying presence they signed for exactly this type of situation, is sitting on injured reserve after that chest injury. Austin Jackson, the right tackle who was supposed to provide stability, also on IR. That's 2 anchors gone. That's 2 veterans pulled off the field, leaving a unit scrambling to keep Tua upright and the run game alive. Frank Smith, the offensive coordinator, put it plainly when he was asked about it. You lose Daniels in week 1. You lose Jackson. Suddenly you're not choosing between luxury pieces. You're searching for survival. You're trying to find the right fit in real time, adjusting on the fly, because the games don't wait for anyone. It's not about who looks good on paper anymore. It's about who can hold up when Quinnen Williams comes crashing through the line on Monday night. That's the reality. And that's what makes this strange story feel so intriguing. He's not a star, not a savior, but he's a body with talent, with pedigree, with something to prove. And sometimes, that's the kind of player who steps into chaos and surprises everyone. Now, let's not forget how we even got here with Strange. Draft night 2022. The Patriots were on the clock, and when his name was called, the room went silent. Analysts were shocked. A guard from Chattanooga, projected by many to go in the 2nd or 3rd round, suddenly off the board at pick 29. People laughed at Bill Belichick. They said it was a reach, a move from another era. And yet, there was also curiosity. What did the Patriots see that others didn't? His rookie year was a grind. Nearly 1,000 snaps, but with constant breakdowns. 23 pressures, 5 sacks, the numbers piled up. The kind of film that makes fans nervous every time their quarterback drops back. Year 2 wasn't better. Injuries, inconsistencies, another 20-plus pressures allowed, more sacks, more doubt. Then came the torn patellar tendon, a brutal injury that ended his 2023 season. By the time he returned late in 2024, New England had already moved on emotionally. 2 games at center, decent performance, but not enough to change his fate. Released, picked up by Cleveland, buried on a practice squad. Forgotten. Until Miami. Until now. What does it say that he's suddenly in the mix here? Is it desperation, or is it belief? Is it a sign that the Dolphins see something real, or just that they're running out of options? Because let's be honest, this line is not in a good place. Jonah Savaiania, the rookie 2nd-rounder, was supposed to bring new blood, toughness, potential. But right now, the numbers are brutal. Dead last among guards in pro football focus grading. The growing pains are obvious. He's learning, sure, But he's learning while Tua is standing back there taking hits that could change a season in a single moment. Smith isn't faring much better, ranked next to last, barely ahead of Savaiania. That's the kind of stat that tells you everything without saying a word. So when McDaniel refuses to name a starter, it's not just about secrecy. It's about reality. None of these options are ideal. They're all flawed. And yet, one of them has to step out there against the Jets' front, against a defense that knows how to feast on mistakes. Can you trust Smith after he was benched against Buffalo? Can you trust Brunskill after he let his man through untouched on the game's biggest play? Can you throw Strange into the fire after only 2 weeks of practice? Each answer comes with risk. Each answer carries doubt. And here's the thing. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the Dolphins don't need a perfect answer right now. Maybe they just need someone who won't break. Someone who can survive. Who can give Tua half a second more. Who can open a crease for Raheem Mostert or Devon Achane. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to work long enough for the offense to find rhythm. Still, it's hard not to feel the weight of the uncertainty. When Daniels and Jackson eventually return, the picture changes. The line stabilizes. But that's not happening in Week 4. That's not happening under the lights at Hard Rock Stadium against the Jets. This is the hand Miami has to play right now. So who do you want out there? The safe but shaky choice in Smith? The veteran who's already shown cracks in Brunskill? Or the wild card, the fallen first-rounder with something to prove, Cole Strange? This is what makes football so cruel and so captivating. It's not always about the stars, the highlight reels, the touchdowns. Sometimes it's about the invisible battles in the trenches, the forgotten names who can make or break everything with a single snap. And maybe that's where Strange has his opening. Nobody expects much from him. Nobody has him circled as the difference maker. But if he holds his ground, if he delivers even average play in a spot that has been a revolving door, then suddenly the Dolphins look different. Suddenly Tua has time. Suddenly the offense breathes. It's a lot to put on one player. But isn't that what this moment demands? The Dolphins aren't just chasing wins right now. They're chasing belief. The loss to Buffalo stung not only because of the score, but because of the way it happened. The interception, the breakdowns, the feeling that the game was within reach until it wasn't. That lingers. That sticks. And when fans look at the offensive line, they see the cracks that caused it. Cole Strange might not fix those cracks. He might just be another temporary patch. But sometimes, patches hold longer than expected. Sometimes they hold long enough for the reinforcements to return. So as Monday night approaches, the question lingers. Is Strange really the answer? Or is he just another name on the list of experiments? The truth is, we won't know until the ball is snapped, until Quinnen Williams puts his hand in the dirt and comes charging forward. Until then, it's all speculation, all hope, all doubt. But one thing's for sure. This storyline, this twist, has turned what could have been just another lineup shuffle into something fans can't stop thinking about. And maybe, just maybe, it will be the kind of story we remember later. The night Cole Strange stepped in, when nobody believed, and gave the Dolphins exactly what they needed.